Today, we are diving deep into one of the most ancient, most powerful forces in Vedic tradition. We're talking about a god who's not just a cosmic messenger, but is also the spark of life that's inside every single one of us.
So let me ask you something. What if fire, the actual flames you see in a campfire or a candle, what if that fire could be a direct line, like a cosmic telephone straight to the heavens?
Well, see, in the world of the Vedas, that's not some fantasy question. It's a fundamental reality. And that divine fire, it has a name, Agni.
But Agni is so much more than just a flame. You can think of him as the original primordial fire. He's the ultimate go-between, the messenger between our world and the world of the gods. And maybe most importantly, he's the force that literally burns away all the nonsense to reveal pure, absolute truth.
Okay, so to really get a handle on Agni, we've got to start with his most basic nature, right? We have to look at him as this original, world-changing fire.
This is kind of like his cosmic job description. As Jatavedas, he knows about every single thing that's ever been created. His flames aren't just for warmth. Their job is to eat up all the impurities and chaos. And here's the big one. He's the divine delivery service, carrying our offerings from Earth up to the gods, connecting our mortal world with their celestial one.
And that role as the ultimate connector brings us to his most famous job title, the one that puts him right at the center of pretty much every ancient Vedic ritual. Agni is the mouth of the gods.
The Rigveda, which is the foundational text of Hinduism, has just over 1,000 hymns, and more than 200 of them are dedicated specifically to Agni. That's almost a fifth of the entire book. He's second only to the great god Indra. That's just how crucial he was to everything.
I mean, seriously, the Rigveda literally opens with his name. This isn't just some random verse. It's the very first line of the very first hymn. I laud Agni, the chosen priest. Before they did anything else, the ancient sages called on the fire.
And these titles they gave him tell you everything you need to know. He wasn't just a fire in the pit. He was the Purohita, the chief priest of the ceremony. He was the Hatar, the one who actually calls the other gods to show up. He was even the Devabantu, a kinsman, a relative of the gods. Put simply, if you don't have Agni, you don't have a sacrifice. No connection. Game over.
But here's where Agni gets really interesting. He isn't just this perfect, abstract divine force. The myths paint a picture of a really complex, almost human character who had his own set of problems to deal with. Can you believe it? The god of fire, the eternal flame, basically got burnt out from his job. There's a story that he got so sick of constantly having to eat offerings for the other gods that he just quit. He ran away and hid in the cosmic waters. It actually took the other gods bribing him with promises of the richest parts of the sacrifice to convince him to come back to work. And then you have the famous story of the sage Brigu. Agni saw the sage's beautiful wife and, well, he looked at her with desire. Brigu was furious and cursed him to become this sickly, all-consuming fire that devoured everything without satisfaction. It was a total disaster, and it took the creator god Brahma himself to fix it. He prescribed offerings of ghee or clarified butter to restore Agni's divine power. It's a perfect story to show the two sides of fire, totally destructive if it's out of control, but regenerative when you tend to it properly.
Okay, so let's jump from these incredible ancient myths to how Agni's power is seen right now, today, in a totally different arena, Vedic astrology, which you might know as Jyotisha. So up in the night sky, Agni's energy is believed to be channeled through a specific part of the zodiac, a lunar mansion called a nakshatra. And this one is called Kritika, and its symbol, oh, it's perfect, a razor.
Kritika is actually known as the star of fire. It's ruled by the sun, and it's just filled with Agni's essence, that sharp, purifying, cutting quality. The whole point of this nakshatra is to act like a divine razor, slicing right through illusion and confusion, burning up old karma, and clearing a path for the truth.
And look at how it all lines up. The ruling planet is the sun. The element is fire. Its quality, or guna, is rajas, which means it's all about action and ambition. Even its associated bodily constitution, the dosha, is pitta, the fiery one. It is a flawless astrological portrait of Agni's energy.
So it makes total sense that people who are born with a strong Kritika placement in their chart are said to have these fiery qualities. We're talking about people with incredible courage, a razor-sharp mind that gets right to the heart of the matter, and a natural gift for leading or healing or even being a sharp critic.
They really do carry that inner flame of Agni with them.
All right, so let's bring this all home. When you put it all together, you see that Agni isn't just a god in a myth or a star in the sky. He represents this timeless, undying principle. He's like an ember that's always glowing both out in the cosmos and deep inside of us.
This quote really just nails his whole purpose. It's like an alchemical instruction manual, right? It's saying, use your inner fire to burn away all the junk, all the impurities, the dross, so that you can finally ignite that divine spark you're carrying inside.
And this is why his stories are still so important. Agni's own struggles, running away from his job, getting cursed, they teach us a really profound lesson about ourselves. Our own fire, our passions, our drive, our anger, it has to be managed. It needs to be a tool for creation and renewal, not an out-of-control wildfire that just destroys everything.
So, at the end of the day, Agni is that eternal go-between, the ultimate purifier, the revealer of truth, and that inner spark that can kickstart our entire spiritual awakening. From the ancient fire altars all the way to the stars in the night sky, his flame is still burning bright.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought, and this one is for you. As you think about your own life and your own inner fire, what illusions is it time for you to burn away?